Degenerous DeFi here, bringing you a closer look at some strategies for compounding rewards in dark crypto. Before we get into it, remember, nothing here is financial advice. This is all education and entertainment. Please do your own research and make your own decisions for your own money. All right, so here we go. So here's the setup, folks. I got 3 strategies here for compounding rewards, each of them based off of staking Sky in the boardroom. So if that's not your thing, that's fine, but I'm just giving you a look at 3 possible strategies here if you should decide that you want to stake Sky into boardroom. Each one of these samples begins with a $100 investment. There are some variables that I've built in to the price of Sky. Here I have it increasing by 1% per day for the APR. I have my spreadsheet here set to randomly generate a percentage, I believe from 1.18% to 1.64 or something like that. And honestly, folks, I just kind of chose that range at random based off of some values we've seen print from the boardroom each epoch. And then for the DarkCrypto LP price, again, I have this spreadsheet selecting a random number in a range of the DarkCrypto LP prices for about the past 2 weeks. And then same thing with the daily APR for the DarkCrypto LP. That is randomly selecting a percentage from a range from the DarkCrypto LP percent return from the past couple weeks. Okay, so there's the setup. So take a look at this real quick. On the left, we have our running total, which is just going to sum up the value of the Sky that we have staked in the boardroom and the value of our LP. So you'll notice here that the Sky value over here is going to increase modestly per day as we go here, and that's because of that 1% increase in the price of Sky that I built into this model. Again, it could be more than that, it could be less. It will fluctuate up and down. But what I wanted to point out here is our time to double for this model. So with the variables that I've put in with a $100 investment, we go down the page here, you will see that at about the 54-day mark, our investment has doubled. So less than 2 months, and we're based on this model at $205. Now, of course, with some slight changes here and there, that could be much sooner and much later. But I think this gives us a good general idea, and I'll be using it, to compare against some of the other strategies. So now, 54 days. Remember that. So for comparison, I also have another spreadsheet here where I have completely stabilized the price of Sky, the daily APR for the boardroom, the price of the LP, and your daily APR for the LP. So again, same spreadsheet here, except with those values locked, so no variability here. If the prices, I pulled these prices at the time of making this video, so if everything were to stay exactly the same as it is right now for the next 100 days, this is how the model would play out. So as you see, again, that would mean that our Sky does not change in value at all. We put $100 at Sky in boardroom, and we will always have $100 of Sky sitting there in the boardroom. But our DarkCrypto LP over here is going to compound and increase in value. So scroll down here and take a look at that. 80 days is the doubling time if all things remained constant from right now take 80 days. So that's about, 2.5 months roughly. Again, we'll go back to the one I've built the variables into. This is within modestly increasing price of Sky, and you have 54 days there. So 26 days, just over 3 weeks quicker to double with that Sky price increase built in, and with the variable price and rate on the LP. Okay, so the next strategy, again, Sky staked in boardroom, but this time compounding our rewards into Sky Crow LP. Same variables built in here. Modest increase in price per day, about 1%. Random daily APR generated from the range from the past few weeks. And same thing for the LP price and APR over here. So I'll just cut right to it here. 53 days roughly our doubling time. And as you see, the values here kind of jump around because there's a lot more volatility with the Sky Crow LP. We kind of have some more inconsistent numbers. So as you see, we hit 193, 190 a few days earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and count this 53 to 55 day range as the doubling time, just based off kind of the average that we're getting there. And then I have built a stable spreadsheet as well. Again, stabilized price, stabilized APR for both the Sky and the LP. And our doubling time there is 79 days. And you see, once again, Sky value stays 100 because we have no change to the Sky price. And they are just under 200 at the 79-day mark. So 79 days versus 53 over here, still almost 4 weeks quicker on our variable chart here. Last strat I've got here is boardroom rewards compounded back into the boardroom. So this is your $100 of Sky, claiming your rewards daily and putting it right back into the boardroom. And you'll see here 42 days is our doubling time. 11 days faster than the other two strategies, really. And of course, I did the stable chart as well, and 70 days. One important thing to remember is that none of these models takes into account transaction fees or the staking fee for staking into the boardroom during expansion epochs. So this is really just meant to give you a general idea, if anything, and I think that the results are clear here, and that is that we have slightly faster doubling times by simply compounding back into the boardroom versus compounding into LP. Now, of course, diversifying is a smart play. None of this is financial advice. This is just for your education. I hope you're able to use this as a tool to help you do your own analysis of what financial decisions make the most sense for you. So, if you have any questions or suggestions, please throw them down in the comments below. And guys, I will catch you later.